So historically, the Portuguese first came to East Africa at the end of 16th century, and they had a very huge impact and influence on the lives of the people at the coast region. So therefore, guys, today I'm at the Portuguese, one of the monuments that were once built by the Portuguese, and that is Fort Jesus here in Mombasa. And here I'm at the entrance of the Fort Jesus to be able to bring you some of the historical information about Fort Jesus in Mombasa. And therefore, guys, before we proceed, kindly do subscribe to my channel. And I want to bring you some of the basic facts about Fort Jesus area here, which happens to be the area that was set up by the Portuguese sailors alongside other people from outside the world, that is the British and the Arabs from Oman. So this basically is a historical area, and if you are ready, guys, let me take you through so that you can be able to appreciate some of the historical information about this place. So before we proceed, guys, kindly do subscribe to my channel. Be able to subscribe so that anytime I do upload a video, guys, you'll be always be in a position to be notified. And also remember to turn on a notification bell, so for the purposes of being notified anytime I Our journey of exploration begins on the outside of this fortress, and here we encounter a wall with pieces of writing which states UNESCO World Heritage Site, Fort Jesus National Monument, inscribed on the World Heritage List of the Convention concerning the protection of the World Cultural and Natural Heritage during the 35th session of the World Heritage Committee in July 2011, as having outstanding universal values which deserve protection for the benefit of all humanity. The National Museums of Kenya. In the year 2011, Fort Jesus was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, marked as one of the most brilliant structures of the 16th century, basically because of its unique, outstanding universal values which deserve protection for the benefit of all humanity. So this place, among other places in the world which have got the rich history of the ancient world, was given a World Heritage status by the UNESCO, therefore meaning that this place has the rich history which deserves to be protected for the coming generations. So here is the outside view of Fort Jesus. And Fort Jesus was built by the Portuguese sailors towards the end of the 16th century, that is from 1593 to 1596, on the coastline near the old town Mombasa. Remember, Mombasa was a transit point for trade at that time and a gateway to India. The reason for building this fort was to protect the town from outside invaders. Today, it has grown to become one of the most visited areas in Mombasa. The fort stood over a spur of coral, and it tells the story of how the Portuguese at one time ruled the trade routes to the Indian Ocean. So the other reason as to why this fort was built was basically to ensure that they could see any ship that was approaching Mombasa town, therefore able to protect them from any external invaders. It also tells the story of how many slaves perished from torture, hunger, and disease as they waited to be transported. Remember, during the East African slave trade era, slaves would travel to Arabia and the Persian Gulf through the port of Mombasa, many becoming laborers, guards, soldiers, and even concubines. The Portuguese built Fort Jesus drawing an inspiration from one Petro Cataneo, an Italian architect, but building material and labor came from the Swahili people, who were the indigenous inhabitants of Mombasa. On the entrance lies two cannons which were used in ancient times by the Portuguese to stock the gunpowder which used to propel the vessels that were used for war. So let's explore and see how it looks inside. The Portuguese were very much influential in controlling the old town Mombasa, and this is one of the areas that they used to stock the gunpowder. So at this time, let's explore the inside and see how this cubicle was used to run the affairs of the Portuguese. So the design looks like this inside here, and there are some pieces of writings on this wall which actually explains why it was being done. It was done, you see. This room was once the Portuguese gunpowder magazine. It was blown up by a Portuguese soldier on 13th December 1698 when the fort was captured by Arabs from Oman. Later the Arabs repaired it, but they kept the gunpowders elsewhere. That fateful day, when the fort was captured by the Oman Arabs, the Portuguese soldier who was on duty blew himself up after he felt overpowered by his opponents. Our guide took us onto the rooftop of the monument so that we can have a wider view of the old Mombasa town and its surroundings. The old Mombasa town sits on a 46-acre piece of land, and it will take you up to 2 hours to be able to complete a walkthrough. The structures seems old, suggesting the old town and its history. Now, our walk continues, and we came to learn of amazing discoveries made in early 90s, that of a skeleton of a Portuguese soldier who died 427 years ago.
But Muslim barrier.
Start off again.
So this skeleton was found here in 1991 of the Portuguese soldier from 17th century.
Yeah.
And it shows is a Christian barrier. When the Christian died, they closed the hand and the head of fallen left Bethlehem. But Muslim barrier, hand straight and the head of fallen right position in Mecca and South.
Oh, okay.
So these are Christian barrier, but these are not really bones, these are replica.
So these are skeleton of one of the soldiers who
were found here in 1990 during the rain season. There is no Mombasa in 1990, too much rain, 4 weeks. So people are cleaning here, they find the skull. So they come people from Nairobi, excavated, putting the original ones below. This is cast, not the real ones.
So the skeleton is
Below the original. This is copy.
It's just a cast.
Casting in the Bengo. And there's a young well. You know well? Humbug well, but the young one, 19 years to 24 years. They found in Kiungwana Beach, Tana River, 1992. And this during the British time used to wash the clothes for the prisoner people. A stone for washing clothes. There's a young well, 19 years to 24 years. There's a jaw, head, spinal on the ribs.
There's a well.
A young well, humbug well.
Oh, wow.
There's a humbug well.
The skeleton of the well.
Original well.
Okay.
There's a humbug well, white well, sperm well, blue well. The biggest one is a blue well.
Yeah.
So there's a jaw, head, spinal on the ribs.
Yeah.
We are going to check in the picture. Young one, humbug well.
And this is the vertebral column from the spine to
head, spinal on the ribs. That's the original. Young way.
So this is the Oman exhibition.
Sultan Palace.
This was the Oman exhibition, the Sultan Palace. So let's climb on and see how it looks like. For Jesus has got one of the richest history.
These are Omani Jaws, or is Muslim.
Oh, the Oman Jaws, huh?
But these are not original. The original in the old town, they're going to Zanzibar.
Oh.
These are replica. So these are Sultan of Oman. These are the Portuguese.
These were the Sultan.
Their name is Sultan. It's called Sultan side.
Yeah.
This is Sultan Abu Side and his family.
Yeah.
I make a business also ivory and spices. But this current Sultan of Oman, the nation Kenya money to bring this spice, but they died.
Or the current leader
The leader
of Oman.
Now they died this year on January.
Oh, he died, eh?
January.
Oh, unfortunately.
73 years.
Yeah.
Their name is called
But these were the ancient Oman leaders, huh?
Is Oman
Sultan.
But this is a new one, not old. Old one is this one, side.
Oh, okay. So this is the new one, but apparently died also.
These are Oman dressing between the men and the women. These are Oman dressing between the men and the women. But now, not all.
So we are just on the eastern wing of this fort, and we are learning some of the rich history about the Omani Arabs, who had a huge influence on the Muslim people. Remember, after the Portuguese inhabited it, the fort was a subject of battles, and between 1631 and 1885, it was captured and recaptured, and exchanging hands, and Omani Arabs also winning control over it. So for this exhibition actually tells the rich culture that is from the Omani Arabs, which had an influence on the coastal lives and how it has been able to impact up today. So here is the rich history of the Omani sultans, the leaders of Omani who ruled in those ancient times up to the recent times when their leader died recently. So let's proceed on to the other station to learn more about the Fort Jesus amazing sights.
Yeah, there's a toilet for the sultan.
So this was the toilet
and the toilet
for the sultan, huh? So this was the toilet for the Sultan of Oman, where he used to relieve himself.
And the captain is calling Sir Henry.
So the captain was called Sir Henry the Navigator.
There's the captain of the Portuguese on the ship.
Oh, okay. This one here, Sir Henry the Navigator. I read him in history. I think I remember him. He's a Portuguese, huh? Oh, okay.
So hii jumba limejengwa 1960, lakini hii imeli ya Portuguese inaitwa Sant Antonio de Tama. Ilizamishwa na Waarabu 1977. Kenya Devils wakaenda Tanzania wakatoa zile vitu ambazo zilizozama ndani ya meli ndio zimekuwa.
Oh, okay.
Sasa unaenda polepole mpaka mwisho wa tumbili. Unaangalia hizo vitu.
And you said it was sunk by the Omani Arabs? Okay.
And these are Persian chairs during the Arab time used to be mount or clothes.
Yeah.
That's a chair made in India by Portuguese style, 300 years.
Yeah.
So walk a little bit and look the museum they continue.
Okay.
Recording here, polepole anza pale mpaka kule mwisho. Record hizo vitu. You going until the end?
Yeah.
Now we see the wall paintings.
Yeah.
So this painting was done by Vasco da Gama sailors on soldiers, 17th century. There's a Portuguese flower, Vasco da Gama soldiers, Catholic church. But this painting now, what are learning on painting, because when you go, there's no painting, there's using charcoal. But Kenyan people are learning on painting, and Sabao is the name of the sheep, lemon is the sound of the Portuguese. Okay. And the Portuguese soldiers let to eat fish, less simplest. And materials are clay. So this English and so these are doing the research on ancestors.
These pictures were painted in carbon black and red oxide. So this one here.
You're going to less the question Italy, George. These are things that is real, like a sheep to travel, child for parents, soldiers, and housing and sheep. There was a sound of the easy, but you saw the eat fish, those kind of. These are doing the research as well, so the 17th. Now we see so the boy is calling me Ali.
Yeah.
North Coast. And you see the two pillars?
Yeah.
There's a British pillar, navigation pillar.
This one here?
There's a British pillar, navigation pillar. And now is a low tide, but in the evening the water become high.
Yeah.
That is North Coast, you cross by the New Nyali Bridge. That's South Coast, you cross by ferry.
Okay.
And that is mainland, you are in island. If you cross by ferry, you are in island. Cross by the New Nyali, that is mainland.
That is the second pillar.
The first one is second.
That is British.
And there's a British pillar.
And that is also British.
British, navigation pillar, 18 inch.
Where the ships used to be docked?
Because if you go to, there's a two ports. One port in the Kilindini, cross the ferry in south. One port, old port in the old town.
Okay.
The old town is a boat going to Zanzibar, Somalia, India.
So these pillars were basically used for docking ships. Okay.
Does it during high tide in Africa?
They become half.
So tunakamba.
For the guns and going out. The hole for the guns.
Okay. This place is big. I thought it's just a small thing. It's really big. Honestly, I just thought it's just a small structure.
Walking is 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Yeah.
2.5 acres.
Now we are in the. Are we
In the
still on the
left arm.
shoulder?
In the left arm. The shoulder of the left arm.
And there is this cannon too. It's still a British cannon.
Portuguese. And here is put the flag.
Yeah.
Portuguese flag like a cross. Flag point. The whole. This is the Portuguese cannon.
1 ton.
2 ton. This is the biggest cannon in the fort. 2 ton. You put cannonball here, gunpowder about 20 grams, and then you fire. The range is 300 meters. And the material is cast iron. 2 ton. This is the one biggest. So these three, that's
Another watchtower. Yeah.
Shoulder the left arm now.
Yeah.
This tree was from the Portuguese soldier, now it's 400 years, but can exist for 2,000 years, the cycle.
Yeah.
400
It's the
years.
sycamore tree.
Cycle. Come on, read it. This tree was planted by the Portuguese soldier, now it's 400 years, but can exist for 2,000 million. Then the tree is called cycle.
Oh, really?
Cycle.
Okay.
You can join the English also, the two plants near Ox. 400 years. And this is a kitchen during the British time. 1895 to 1960 used to cook more than 100 prisoner people.
So this food was basically used for
A kitchen. That's a kitchen for the Portuguese, a kitchen during the British time.
to serve the soldiers and everybody.
Soldier, there's a chimney for smoking. There's a 3 chimney. But people hiring this shop, hiring this place for a shop.
Wow.
But there's no business. So during the British time, this was a kitchen. You can see this, you used to put the sticks, chimney. Another chimney. Another chimney. But now see, oh Jesus, museum shop.
Yeah.
But there's no business. This is a meeting place now. Between the Arab and the British. A place for the meeting now, conference between the Arab and the British.
Yeah.
And this is a weapon during the Arab time. The gun is called Mark 4. If you kick one bullet and sit down, brush your gun, make another one. Now it's called G3 automatic. But this building was repaired in 2017.
So they used to have meetings after fighting battles. They still have meetings.
Meeting.
They can do negotiations.
Meeting between the Arab and the British, because the Arab never fight. They surrender and give to the British fort.
Oh, okay.
Oman.
So this was the conference hall
A place for the conference.
where the meetings were negotiated to cease fire.
And this is a shield. You know Masai of Bengal, this is a shield,
Yeah.
sword,
Yeah.
and the knife, dagger.
Yeah.
The dagger is Omani.
Oman.
Yeah, okay.
And this is during the slavery in Mogadishu.
Slave trade.
Kismail.
I'm allowed to sit?
Yeah, I like to sit.
Okay.
And take picture. Sit and take picture of the town.
So we are almost coming to the end of this video, and I just want to give you a brief recap of the history of Fort Jesus. The British transformed it into a prison and held slaves in the torture rooms and cells. And after recapturing it, the Portuguese refurbished it and has been refurbished a number of times. It is structures revealing Portuguese, Arab, and British influences. In 1858, it became a national park, and in 2011, as I told you in the start of this video, it was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, marked as one of the most brilliant structures of the 16th century. So guys, let me show you some of the pictures here, and we go down there. I want to show you some of the cannons that were used by these groups of people, the Portuguese and the Arabs and the British. And the cannons were basically used to stock the gunpowder, which was used as a vessel to propel the instruments of war that in those ancient times. And as I can show you here, those pictures, let me finish this video by showing you one of the most outstanding structures here. And this is the English Point Marina Hotel, which happens to be the 5-star hotel, the only 5-star hotel on this side of the world. And it's a really, really nice hotel. And as I finish this video, I want to appreciate your time for having me on board. And I want to once again say thank you. And even before we finish this video, just a kind of reminder that you do subscribe to this channel, hit a like button. You can also leave a comment. Until next time, God bless you.